Hey, how are we doing here? Eddie Hochschlag at Natural Health. I'm the energy coach and energy healer here. Just tell you a little bit about myself. I actually worked with a nutrition company that we sell here, Standard Process, for two and a half years. About a year ago, I came here. And the big thing that I realized there is a lot of people are utilizing nutrition, of course, but some of those patients or practitioners were utilizing techniques helping in much other different ways on the emotional aspects of things. And the big thing that really pops up to a lot of these practitioners when we talk about not only just really the nutrition, like muscle testing purposes with the subconscious mind, but also an emotional aspect of how important this subconscious mind really is. So when I was looking, I was kind of going through my job, I was kind of making the transition to come here, I really got myself diving into how important this subconscious mind is. Because when we talk about kids really try to succeed in school, we're talking about these kids that are just straight subconscious mind. There's not much that really filters of what's going on with these kids. So really whatever's said, whatever's done is just going straight into their subconscious mind and really making that personality right when they come to the age of 7. This is who they are from what was kind of in that time frame. So when we look at how we're going to help kids succeed in school, we need to find out a little bit more about the subconscious mind in the sense as it relates to kids. So we want to find a great way to make this habit. The subconscious mind is made by habit forming. So really when we have our habits, if we try to learn how to tie a shoe or say our A, B's and C's very fast, we need to find a great way that we can make it super fun. For me, I was more of kind of a visual learner. I kind of like touching things, and I was more of kind of those kind of visual learners. So if you have someone that may be kind of not struggling in a sense, but may find a way of making it fun. I think there's tons of different colors or a lot of these great ideas on Pinterest or online to make it really fun for these kids to learn, not only at school but as well as home. We can find a bunch of great ways that we can do it with the family or with siblings. I'm just trying to find and make it a very positive way of looking at this, because remember, like I was kind of stating, the subconscious mind, it forms by between the age of 0 to 7. So if we find these emotions that are used with the child, this child will progressively kind of let it go after the age of 7. So for instance, if I got yelled at multiple times for getting in trouble, we can see that going into the mind of the kid and being expressed out possibly after the age of 7. So when we look at the habit that could possibly go into the kids, we need to make it very positive, very fun, very friendly, very loving in a sense of how we can help these kids as much as we can. Because remember, if we put a fun, happy, loving image in these kids, it's going to reflect out right after. So you're really creating the foundation for these kids just by making it fun. And the big thing I always like looking at too, because I'm looking at myself and what I've learned, with the process of me changing my jobs and looking really big into the subconscious mind, I had to look inside of myself and figure out what this all means in my personal development. And the best one that I've got is going on is the positive personal image. So when I was working my job, so for instance, if there's two different people of me, there's one still doing the job at working for Standard Process, and there's me right now. I could kind of look back at the two. If I had the same personal image, I would still be at the same job as I had being anxious and a little bit of depression. But now I changed that image that I have of myself, and I'm much more positive, friendly, loving. I love doing these talks just so I can make myself much better, get my subconscious mind rolling, that I'm very confident when I speak. But we find this positive personal image, we can see that even the kids, maybe even after the age of 7, the siblings might get on their nerves or something, calling them names. Kids at school are calling them names. Well, that is an image that is getting into their subconscious mind, saying like, oh, this kid stinks, or this kid's dumb, or this. So this kid now has an image or labels going on the image of himself. So inside, he's essentially stating, oh, I'm no good. I can't do good in school. These kind of things he has to say over and over in himself. So he's got this image in his head that we can change around and make it positive. If we get this a very positive personal image, then the kid will start getting excited. He'll love school so much. You might even have to make it a habit. He's already going to make learning so much more fun because his inner self is much happier, much more positive. And I kind of talk about this a little bit, but this is where I kind of talk about after the age of 7. So this is where things kind of get a little interesting. There might be some of the conditions that were happening between the age of 0 and 7 that might be worked with, but really the same rules apply. We're looking at the kids that are trying to learn, be very successful in school. You know, Dr. Mark a couple of days ago talked a little bit how we can help them out on the nutritional level to making sure we can maintain that straight energy, keeping them kind of helping and wanting to learn for the majority of the part. Dr. Chip talked a great amount also yesterday about trying to help these kids out in really the best way possible so we can help them progressively really be the future for our society. So really the majority, if not all of it, I kind of look at the kids that we can kind of help out, not only for the present time that we can have so much more success in our families and our communities, but really the future to become with this. You know, what is going in these kids' mind is really going to fold throughout the future when we look at these things, especially with the subconscious mind. So those are the big things that I wanted to work with you for today, just to kind of get some awareness on there. Like what Dr. Chip and Dr. Mark said, we will be talking about learning disability as it pertains to autism, ADHD next week. So those will be on August 17th, 18th, and 19th. And we will have these on Facebook. The first, what you kind of saw Dr. Mark this week, he was on Instagram on our live story, but we will be at Natural Health Quincy IL if you're watching us on Instagram. Please follow us on Facebook. But we're also going to be putting these on Natural Health Quincy on YouTube and Brighteon, just to kind of get the message out as much as we can. So if you like us, share us, love us, the best way that we can kind of help out as many people as we can as it pertains to this online community is to get the message out. I mean, just a little bit of that help or share is certainly going to help out get these messages going. But if you want to schedule an appointment with me or Dr. Chip, as you saw him yesterday, Dr. Mark on Monday at 217-228-2040, and we're at 2000 Jefferson in Quincy, Illinois. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks.